another episode of WIT, Grit, and No Bullshit with your girl Sin City. I hope you all had a fabulous week since we spoke last, because my week was a little cray-cray. But that's neither here nor there. Let's kick off this episode with some news from around the world. Now look, this news ain't gonna be just traditional news this week, okay? We gonna talk about some hip-hop, we gonna talk about some shenanery, and we gonna talk about some real life serious issues that are happening. So to start off with some sad news, before I start this discussion, I just want to say I apologize in advance for anything or anyone's name or city that I mispronounce. Look, words are hard, okay, especially for me. I have a Louisiana education, so I don't know what you want from me, okay? So starting off with Minneapolis, they are in mourning right now. Why? Because we had another mass shooting. Yes, another one. This one was at a Catholic school. The children were in the middle of mass and praying when a shooter decided to open fire. He killed 2 children and he injured 18 people during the shooting. A majority of those 18 were students. Now, the shooter was an individual by the name of Robin Westman. What we know about him, besides the fact that he is not wrapped too tight, is that he had a fascination and an obsession with other mass shooters. So that already kind of lets you know where he's at mentally. Also, from what I can tell right now, there really was no motive behind this besides he wanted to follow in the footsteps of other mass shooters, because from all of the documents that he left behind, there was no particular group that he had hatred towards. He hated everybody equally. Okay, he was an equal opportunist hater. So he left hundreds of pages of documents that literally showed hate towards any type of group you can think of. But I would like to send my prayers and love to all of the families that are being impacted by this senseless act of violence. Moving on to the director of the CDC. Now I know I'm about to just butcher this lady's name, so I apologize in advance. Her name is Monares. I know I jacked that up. My apologies. Anyway, she said who was leaving, because not her. So she is not one of them ones, okay? She says she is with the shits. So, of course, we're not going to talk about this man, but the person that is over, all the health stuff, y'all know who I'm talking about. He has kind of tried to push a lot of unscientific and senseless directives that don't make no sense, and have her sign off on them and agree to them, as well as firing a bunch of people. And she said, nah, I'm good, fam. I'm not finna do that. And so because she didn't want to fall in line, it just made herself a target, okay? And so they said, ma'am, you're going to have to get up on out of here. And she said, yeah, you thought. I'm not going nowhere. Because she was appointed by the president, and unlike some of the other people that he appointed that just got the seat, she actually had to go through the Senate and have them bless her, and that's what they did. They confirmed her in her position. And so because of that, her lawyers are saying, guess what? Because the president hired her, he gonna have to be the one that fires her, because she not going nowhere. They did announce, though, that she was no longer the director, and she didn't care. She's still sitting there. There were people when she was announced that she was no longer the director that started turning in resignations, and I mean high-level people in the CDC. And they did this in a form of protest and solidarity for her. But like I said, she said she ain't going nowhere until POTUS himself say Baby girl, get on up out of there, okay? So as of right now, she says she's not going nowhere until then. But I know one thing: this shit right here is messy as hell. I would just sit in the Raptors and mind my business. But I would keep watching this story and see what continues to develop out of it. If y'all don't know who Funk Master Flex is, he is an icon in the hip hop community. He is him. He is that guy. He has highlighted a lot of artists and given people opportunities that probably wouldn't have by bringing them onto his show on Hot 97. He has announced that Labor Day, the day of labor, will be his last episode on Hot 97. I know, it's tragic. I don't even know how to feel about it. I feel some kind of way. Matter of fact, I'm kind of salty, if I do so say myself. But this is where we at with this, okay? This is what that is, okay? And I don't know how I personally feel about it, but I just know that Hot 97 will never be the same without Funkmaster Flex. So salute to you, brother. I know you'll continue to do great things. So salute to you. Last week I told y'all about Eric Mendez and how his parole board said, yeah, bruh, no, you're going to have to go ahead and stick it out and stay some more time because you don't abide by laws and regulations because you think they don't apply to you. And so, yeah, you just going to have to continue to stay here. And I told you his brother was also up for parole board. Well, Lyle got that same treatment. They said, no, y'all both gonna have to at least wait 3 more years to apply again. Because as of right now, it's a no for me, dog. So 3 more years, we'll see where that takes them. If y'all have not seen what is going on with the Cardi B trial, she is being sued for $24 million. I just want to hold a couple of grand, you know what I mean? But $24 million is a little outrageous. For $24 million by a security guard by the name of Imani Ellis. Now, what had happened was back in 2018 when Cardi B was 4 months pregnant with her first child, Culture, who is now 7, by the way. I don't know why we are just now dealing with this in 2025, but that's neither here nor there. Back when she was 4 months pregnant, while in LA, she went to a doctor's office to get checked up, and they knew she was coming. They stayed open. She was going to be the last patient of the day, but they stayed open to treat her and to see what was going on. So the security guard is supposed to stay on the elevator, apparently. I've heard different things about this. I think she's supposed to be on the first floor. The elevator. Either way, she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do. She was on her phone recording and saying, "Ooh, look, there go Cardi, there go Cardi." She was either recording or she was on a FaceTime call. Regardless, what she was doing was unprofessional. So. And then she proceeds to follow Cardi to the doctor's office. And Cardi sees this woman all up on her. And she turns around and is like, yo, like, what is you doing? Like, aren't you the security guard? Shouldn't you be securing the facility? Defending the fortress, as they say? Why is you all up on me? Back up. And the girl proceeded to get loud and tell her this is her building. She does what she wants. And Cardi can go and get the hell up out of here if she want to. You know what I mean? Like, you can leave my facility. This is my facility. And continues to call her out her name. And Cardi calls her. It's a lot of back and forth arguing, okay? But Cardi said at the time she was 130 pounds, okay? Soaking wet. And she was 4 months pregnant. And she said this girl was probably a little bit taller than her, but not by much. But she had some weight on it. She said she wasn't calling the girl. And if you ain't seen this testimony, please go look it up because I was tickled, okay? Every time they had her on the stand, I was tickled because y'all know Cardi is with the shits and she is guaranteed to say anything. But she kept it together. She definitely did better than I did because the lawyer, Miss Ellis, was... I don't even know how he passed the bar, okay, at this point. I don't know how he got a job, but he shouldn't have one after this because, child, the questions this man was asking was ridiculous, and he was also trying to egg her into, I feel, getting angered and trying to trigger and show her being a loose cannon is what I was getting out of it. He even, at one point, tried to have Cardi yell at Imani saying what she yelled to her that day. He's like, tell her to her face. I think we know what she did, okay? We don't need her to tell it to her face again in a courtroom. She already told her to her face once before, sir. What is you doing? Yeah, so it was a lot of craziness in the courtroom with the line of questioning and the way that he was going about his duties as a lawyer, just like his client was going about her duties of not doing her duties and being unprofessional when she was supposed to be securing the facility, okay? But the folks within the clinic wind up coming out and getting involved. One of the folks got in between the two women at one point trying to protect Cardi because she is the patient. And the security guard at one point, was doing a lot of this and even scratched the young lady on her forehead and drew blood. However, the funny thing here is that the security guard is maintaining this lie that Cardi had nails that were ridiculous. The funny thing is there's pictures all over the internet of what Cardi's nails look like this weekend because it was All-Star weekend. So there was pictures of her and Offset everywhere that weekend. Her nails were kind of like mine, actually, but a little bit longer, but not by much. There was no points, no edges, no nothing that could have scratched this woman. But this woman says that Cardi put a gash in her face that required her to have surgery to fix it. There's no scars on this woman's face at all. She also said, I think Cardi spit on her, which did not happen. She also said that Cardi had her fired, which is not what happened. Actually, the doctor had her fired because after this incident, he said, oh, she got to get up out of here. She is unprofessional. We can't have that, especially the clientele that be coming up in here, the celebrities. If this what she doing right now, she guaranteed to do some more of this craziness later. She about to lose her job. Okay, so yeah, no, but she asking for $24 million. She also at one point called the girl that worked at the clinic and said, hey, I need you in on this with me because I'm about to sue Cardi. And she said, yeah, no ma'am, I'm good. I'm not participating in that fuckery because what you did was out of line, out of pocket, and uncalled for. So why would I get up on the stand and lie for you? That's not happening. Yeah. So, and then the lawyer also said at one point, the doctor's only here giving his testimony because he got to keep his celebrity clientele. No, he's doing what he's supposed to as a doctor and making sure that his patients have a good experience because this experience was not good. Duh. Old girl was unprofessional, out of line, and needed to be fired. And that's what happened. And she was trying to get a quick buck. I think all of that was provoked on purpose because she was trying to think she was going to make some money off of Cardi. And it didn't go down the way she thought. Okay? Anywho, so we'll continue to see how this goes, but I have a feeling that old girl gonna lose. Okay? Moving on to Florida. Florida's Alligator Alcatraz detention facility is slowly being drained, if you will. They were told last week by a U.S. district judge that they had to stop putting detainees there and to begin to stop operations. They have 60 days to do so. So this preliminary, Told y'all words, it's hard. Injunction was in response to a lawsuit that was filed against the facility by 2 environmentalist groups as well as a Native American tribe. They said, yeah, this ain't it. Yeah, the way y'all are handling this and these people ain't gonna fly. So y'all gonna have to get it on up out of here. So the detainees have been moved to other facilities within the state of Florida. I also told y'all last week about Kilmar Abrego Garcia and his release. Well, that was short-lived, okay, because they have detained this child once again and put him in a facility in Virginia. I don't know what their fascination with this man is, but clearly there is one, okay, because why y'all keep messing with this man? They keep trying to say that he is an MS-13 gang member, however, that has never been proven. They also said a long list of other allegations, all of which he has denied. He has never been charged or arrested for any of these allegations, yet this is what they keep saying. And they say, we got to get this illegal immigrant out of here so he can stop harming the American people. Look, I'm going to keep it 180 with y'all. I am all for people that don't do things the right way, that come into this country illegally and don't go through the steps and processes to get their American citizenship or their green card the correct way being removed, okay? But this ain't how y'all do that, okay? The way y'all are going about this whole process is astronomical to me. But that's neither here nor there, because ain't nothing I can do that's going to change how this is happening. So I'm going to mind the business that pays me. But just know, that's some fuck shit. Anywho, they're trying to not only deport him again, but they're trying to deport him to Uganda. I don't understand this thought process. When they started deporting people to Africa a couple of weeks ago, I was confused and perplexed by this, because why sway? How sway? Like, what are we doing? If y'all want to deport people, deport them to the countries that they came from. I don't understand why, especially if you're saying these people are criminals, that they are a part of gangs, that they did this, they did that. Send them back to where they came from. Sending them to other countries that have nothing to do with these people, and if supposedly they're bad people and gang members, why are we sending them to other countries to cause mayhem and dysfunction? And I feel some kind of way that we keep sending them to Africa, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna keep watching this story, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot that comes out of this, because there's a lot of questions now that are coming to the forefront about this. It's going to be costly to deport this individual to Uganda, and it's also bringing about legal authorities to do things like this. Moving on, singer Sean Kingston. I know y'all know him to my beautiful girl. You got me. Now y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well. He was just sentenced to 3.5 years in federal prison for his involvement in a wire fraud. Wow, I'm telling y'all, words is real hard today. A wire fraud scam, and not only was he involved, his mama was involved. Okay, yes, I said that. His mama. Now she was already sentenced to 5 years, and he was sentenced to 3.5 years. I don't understand what y'all be doing. Y'all get money. Y'all get crazy. Y'all start losing money because y'all spend it in those stupid stuff. And then y'all feel like y'all got to do more dumb stuff to keep money. Like, what is we doing? Have 18 seats. You about to have a lot of them in prison, my boy. For all the Drake haters out there, yes, I said it. I said it. Drake haters. Billboard has ranked him as #1 R&B and hip-hop artist of the 21st century. don't know if y'all could hear that, but if y'all could, it's funny to me. Anyways, now let's take a look at sports. Uh, Wideout of the Kansas City Chiefs, Rashee Rice, is looking at a 6-game suspension. Sorry, I was watching my dog. I don't know what he was doing. He looked like he about to throw up in my room, and I was like, hey, my boy, I'm gonna need you to get up on out of here. Anyways, he's looking at a 6-game suspension following a car crash that happened earlier. Due to this car crash, the NFL has said that he has violated the personal conduct policy. I don't know the details of this car accident. I know it was a lot of people involved and some mayhem, but his first game back is not till October 13th. So not only is he suspended for 6 games, but he's losing a bag, okay? Because he's not getting paid during this time of suspension. I think y'all need to think about your actions and the consequences that go with them when y'all be doing shit, because I just don't understand it. You telling me I'm losing money and I can't play the game I love? Yeah, no, I'm going to have 18 seats. Yep, I'm going to do that. So he also not only is suspended, losing money, but he was sentenced to 5 years of probation and 30 days of jail time for this car accident. You got to do better. You just got to do better. Hey, for those of you that are into white chocolate, another white chocolate god has been taken off the market. Travis Kelce has popped the question to Otete. He said, "Won't you be my wifey? Yes, I'll be your wifey." All right. Anyways, she's getting a ring before the Dallas Cowboys. That's all I gotta say. Clock it. Okay. College football's back, baby. It's back. Yeah. Last night was the first game to kick off college football, and I am here for it. I only care about the Tigers, though. So let's go Tigers. First Tigers game is going to be tomorrow evening. I'm going to miss the game, sadly, but for good reason. But I will be checking the score on my phone. You best believe that. We're playing Clemson, by the way, in case you cared. I also want to say, Scary Terry's back. Let's go. All right. Terry McLaurin has finally secured a deal with the Commanders for his extension deal. And thank God, because my son was going to stroke out. I done told y'all my family is a family of Commanders fans, except me. Who dat? So he was stressing. Okay, he was stressing. He's like, we got to get Terry back, man. We can't let Terry go. He's got to stay on the team. All right, Bo. Pipe down, okay? Chill out. Terry was able to ink his extension deal for $96 million. That's going to extend him out to 2028. Jared Jones. Ooh, child. Jared being Jerry again, okay? He let the best part of their team go. Micah Parsons is off to Green Bay to be a Packer, okay? But not for nothing, the Cowboys did get 2 first-round draft picks, and they did get a defensive lineman by the name of Kenny Clark. Not going to help them this year, though. It's not. But pop off, King. Pop off. Fans all around the world are salty. I've seen people pulling down their flags. I've seen them burning stuff. They didn't cuss Jerry out. Jerry, you might want to watch your back, sir, because I feel like you may have some people waiting on you outside the games, okay? I'm gonna just keep it real with you. So good luck to you, okay? Because you say you America's team, but I don't think you're going to be nobody's team too much longer, okay? Leanna and Travis Hunter have welcomed a baby boy and a surprise announcement this week. Congratulations to the happy couple on their first child. If you've seen the clips or the announcement, you can hear Travis saying, "Ooh, that baby looks just like me." I can't wait to see him because I know he's going to be cute. Once again, congratulations to them on their first child. We had the final week of preseason last week to close out preseason. On Friday, we saw the Eagles lose to the Jets 19, or not lose, they won. Okay, get it together. They beat the Jets 19-17. The Cowboys, only time you will hear me say this, did what they needed to do, and they beat the Falcons 31-13. The Vikings, however, took an L, and they lost to the Titans 23-13. The Bears won against the Chiefs 29-27. On Saturday, you had a whole slew of games. It was 10 of them. The Ravens beat the Commanders 30-3. The Broncos beat the Saints 28-19. Obviously, that's not what I asked for last week. That's not what I said. But that's what happened. We also picked our QB1 in Spencer Rattler, so he will now be our starting quarterback. We also dropped Zoolander, Jay Hainer, whatever that child name was. I don't think he even had a chance, to be honest with you. We also let go of some other players that I was kind of salty about, but that's neither here nor there. Also, the Rams lost to the Browns 19-17. The Texans beat the Lions 26-7. The Seahawks lost to the Packers 20-7. The Jags lost to the Dolphins 6-14. The Bills took this one and beat the Bucks 23-19. Chargers lost to the 49ers 30-23. And then lastly, the Cardinals beat up on the Raiders 20-10. Thursday night starts the official season. It's going to be a good game, starting off with the Cowboys and the Eagles. Fly, birds, fly. All right. Before I kick into the final episode, or final part of this episode, I'm telling y'all, I am struggling today. It's because the storms kept me up all night, okay? And then I got to get in the car and drive. It's going to be real entertaining. So, before I kick off this last part of this episode, I just want to shout out another one of my mentors. I want to thank him for 28 years of service to this great nation, to the United States Air Force, and thank him for molding and mentoring so many of us in our careers. Chief Towns, salute to you, my boy. This next chapter is definitely about to be a better one. Welcome to the good life and turn up. All right, so I kind of talked about this last week, but I have always been that person that I put others before myself constantly, and that sometimes is at a detriment to myself and to my mental health. Because of the experiences that I've had as a child and a young adult, it's kind of always pushed me into mama mode, like me being that mama bear taking care of people. Hence why I've had call signs throughout my years as Care Bear, Mama Rob. Like, it's just always been those things because I've always taken care of other people. I've always been that person. And, my mom worked multiple jobs to take care of me and her before my stepdad came in the picture, aka my daddy. Before he came into the picture, and it's not, of her fault because she had to do what she had to do to take care of us, that sometimes, I kind of struggled and felt like I didn't have people to talk to. And it was just because that was my person. That's who I talked to. So when she was working all the time, I kind of kept a lot of stuff in and dealt with a lot of stuff on my own. Definitely somebody who had daddy issues. That's a whole nother episode, though. But fast forward to joining the military. Once again, there were things that I experienced, such as sexual assault, racial profiling, and other racial issues, deaths. Because I told y'all about the deaths early in my career, and even deaths later in my career as well. But I held a lot of this stuff in. Like, I never talked about it. I just kind of shoved it to the side and dealt with it on my own, which also kind of pushed me to shield a lot of this stuff from my people, like making sure they never had the same experiences I did or that I went through. So sometimes I was tough on people. You will hear some of my folks say I was tough. But it was because I was trying to keep them from going through a lot of the same struggles and issues that I went through as a young airman and young NCO. So just trying to protect them in all aspects. Yet, I also had no problem holding people accountable for their actions. If you messed up, you was going to know about it. Because you had to fix it, and I'd rather me be the one to help you fix it than somebody else come and try to fix it, because they may not do it the way that needs to be done, or you get in trouble in a way that's a detriment to your career when I could have handled it at the lower level. And then also being very transparent, sometimes too transparent. Sometimes it bit me in the butt, being transparent, especially I am that person who I feel like sometimes people didn't want to be transparent, didn't want people to know why we made decisions we did, but I felt like they needed to know because it would help them understand why decisions were made or what things happened. And like there were instances where I provided feedback to folks on why decisions were made, and they didn't handle that feedback well. You know what I mean? Like, they were upset, they were angry, but I'd rather tell you the truth, and I'd rather give you that feedback versus you being blindsided from the results of something and not get that feedback, and then you're questioning why something happened, and then you shut down completely. You know what I mean? They didn't like it. It is what it is. I lost relationships behind it, but I'd rather be that person who tells you, and then you can take that feedback and grow from it and get better, or you could take it and be salty in your ways about it and be jaded. But I'd rather, be honest and open to you about it. So I'm sorry, to the people that these were instances, but I still felt like I owed you that and gave you that information, and you can do what you want with it. But constructive feedback is what a lot of people miss out on. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people go their careers or their time not knowing, and they, go around thinking shit is sweet when it's not. So I'd rather tell you, that way you can fix it, work on it, grow from it, and keep it moving. All these things have impacted me in some kind of way, whether it's been exhaustion, depression, anxiety, stress, etc. You know what I mean? But never slowing down, never taking time for myself. Sometimes as leaders, we are always pouring into others and giving to others and not doing the same for ourselves. But we have to remember it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a knee and take time off to recharge and take breaks for yourself. Also, it's important to schedule some you time, whether that's going to get a pedicure, a manicure, a haircut, getting your hair done, getting a massage, taking a hot bubble bath, or just binge watching your favorite series. Whatever it is, take time for you. And then, hey, maybe you take time to go spend time with your family or your kids too, But always take time separately by yourself to decompress and to woosah and breathe, okay? Another key to remember is it's okay to say no. I said it. Say no. Set boundaries. And this is in all aspects of your life. You can't always be a yes man or yes woman. You can't always try to do everything for everybody. You have to be able to say no. Say, my plate is full. I can't put no more on it. We gonna have to find somebody else to get somebody else to do it, okay? Whatever the case is, you gotta be able to say no and set boundaries sometimes. So, biggest thing to remember, take time for yourself, set boundaries, and most importantly, love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, how can you expect anybody else to love you? All right. Until next time, I'm going to make sure this is what I'm going to do. Keyword being I'm going to try. But my goal is to always keep it anywhere between 30, 45 minutes. We may get to an hour depending on when guests are on the show, but I'm never going to be below 30 minutes, and I never want to be over an hour because y'all got lives, y'all got stuff to do, and so do I. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of WIT, Grit, and No Bullshit with your girl, Sin City. Until next time, love, peace, and fish grease. I'm out.